Hello, storytellers. It's Storytelling Ron, and this is a NRB Post update. No sales. So, just to come out with that quickly, I did not sell the show. I got a couple of only two follow-ups. I'm gonna hopefully something will come of that. I pitched to Peerflix, Angel Studios, and Exploration Films, but that was in sort of a pitch fest, like a speed dating thing. So, and I gave them the bookmark. My cool little bookmark. I have no idea what's going to come of that. They can contact me on my website. But yeah, I'm going to switch gears to now that I'm done with the NRB, I really was built up the expectations of the NRB by, the actors and stuff that I was having do this project. And they said, that's where I need to go to let people know and get, expand this out. And I mean, maybe something will happen, but what I offered was very unique and strange and different, to the Christians, to the Christian world, to the Christian media. This was completely new to them. And so we're always behind the times when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I'm just going to sort of switch gears and go back to doing or do what I'm doing as far as like YouTube and some small Kickstarters. I'm enjoying it. I still love the game and enjoy the game thoroughly and how it's unfolding. So that part of it, I'm sort of like the biggest loss for me is, that I have to continue playing the game and developing it. And, so that's the bottom line. So I kind of knew that going into this, that if this all failed, I'm still going to enjoy doing what I'm doing. So, for many years, I've always prayed to the Lord to make me successful at whatever, doing films and Hollywood and all that. And it took me like within the last year to realize I always thought my prayers were not answered. I always felt like, I prayed so much for success or whatever, in Hollywood or whatever, being able to make stuff and then sell it and continue and hire people and all that. But the main goal was for me to be able to tell stories and create stories somehow. And it took me the last year to realize, he's been answering me this whole time. He's been kidding. I'm able to write stories. I have the freedom every day to do things. So, my wife's been very successful at her work and, and deservedly so. She works hard. There's many times years where we'd only see each other on the weekend because of how much she worked and how much I worked too when I was a CG animator. But she just made more money. I burned bridges basically, or, I was pretty immature and atheistic and all that. So, but anyway, so now, I'm done homeschooling the girls. I have time. And during the time that I was homeschooling the girls, I wrote the Alfred book series, and did other stuff, but it was all kind of, whatever. But yeah, he's been answering me, just not the way I wanted, or thought I wanted. I'm kind of a loner guy. I like doing stuff, focusing on it. So I guess working in Hollywood was never something I really wanted because you got to be kind of weird. And I'm going to do a video on that. I've certainly come across it. But you got to be a certain personality and weirdness and, and networking and all that. But, and I'm not that kind of person. I love the home. I love being here and I can do things and I don't need to go out and constantly sell myself to people. So anyway, the NRB was, I guess, a failure, something like that. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I won't do it again unless there's a budget, but it was a good experience. Conventions are very interesting. I of course suffer. You'll see here in a minute. I'm gonna show you some pictures. I suffer like 10 times more than anyone else. When I go, you'll see. But I also put a lot of smiles on faces. I'll just show you right now. Let me show you. This is my little, I'm going to keep this souvenir. My little, what do you call these things again? Whatever. I forget. Then I also got, what's it called? I also got a bunch of pens. I didn't really go around hunting for pens. like I kind of should have or was thinking about it, but I got a bunch of fun pens so people would just come by and give me pens because they want to get rid of all their stuff. This one's kind of cool, but I got a bunch of pens. That's worth all the money I spent going to the NRB. But there was so much stuff they were giving out, especially pens and things like that. And then Christian pamphlets and booklets and stuff. But let me show you some pictures just for the fun of it. And I'll probably post some of these on the website or whatever. I'm just going to zoom through them or whatever. But so yeah, here I am in my armor. I'm suffering big time in this armor. I'm going to make myself a little bigger. And I wore it for 5 hours a day, and it was hard. Oh, here's my little giant guy. All right. What's this guy's name? John something. He was an author or something. I don't know who he is. I really didn't know most of who these people were. And I didn't get any pictures of like famous Christians. There were some there, but I didn't take any pictures with them or anything. They weren't going around taking pictures or anything. But I saw quite a few, and I was in the elevator with, I don't remember names, but Alveda King. She was in the elevator with me and the wife, and we just had some small talk with her and how she enjoyed the NRB. Who else? I mean, there was other names of people. Raymond Arroyo, the guy from Skillet, the singer, he was kind of walking around. Pastor Jeffries was there. Saw him. Saw some sort of Fox News or like post Fox News hosts and stuff like that, or people from Newsmax. Anyway, and then this. Okay, I'm going to my game. This is like an example of if he was like a barbarian dude, but this is like an example of what I would do for ogres or trolls or giants, like the beginning size of giants. This kind of guy. But imagine this kind of guy in a 6th, 7th century, with his armor and obviously more a mongrel and in shape kind of thing. But some size like this, and I'm 6 feet 2. And my armor makes me a few more inches higher than that. So this is obviously simply, the way we can say giants. Because I mean, if someone like this will come along and you're 5 feet 8 or something, this is a giant to you. So here he is again, and that's my booth behind, or at least the banner. So I just had people come by and take pictures and make them somewhat smile, and they'll ask questions and all that. I'll just go through a few of these guys. There's John, this guy I know from one of the actors, and she's come by, and I don't know who everyone is, but just coming by and just taking pictures. That's the side of the booth there. I was right along the aisle there, so that was good traffic or whatever. More pictures. I'm just gonna go through them quickly. She was pretty funny. She got me to come down the aisle to her group. Where Christian women were podcasters or something. But I would walk around, and this is my neighbor at the booth. He's a chiropractor doing healing stuff. I asked for a drink as I was walking by this lady. I think this guy does some music. This guy I was working with for a little bit. And then there's that lady again, and she got with her women to take pictures. Here, I'll show you. Let me get the thing going here. They're getting ready. And my wife was just, that's a nice big one. And just joking around. There's some group there. And I bought these off Amazon just quickly to bring them here because I couldn't bring my regular long foam weapons. I mean, that's a foam mace, and I guess I'm making her nervous there. I was kind of bopping each one of them on the head. And their mom was, I don't know if it's one mom or it was that one lady was giggling like crazy, taking the picture. Another guy. This guy was being silly with making me pose with him. More. Just having fun. And I went. Oh, this is kind of across the aisle. They're doing those wall LED things. That was pretty cool to check that out. And I would walk around like that. I would just go and talk with people. I know everybody wants a picture. So I went around to all the booths. Just anybody want a picture. I just go up and say, do you want a picture with me? And it was like a 70, 80%, yes. Oh yes. And very positive. And, I brought smiles to people's faces. That was nice. There was a lot of people, there was not a lot, but there was a handful of, sad little booths, and I would just go up and want a picture. about half of those would say yes, but I would, I gave them something fun to do and get a little giddy and excited. So I'm just going down the row here. And these were across the way from us. Just want to take pictures. This is Vincenzo. This is a good guy. Really loved that. He's Italian, so he really loved that my setting was in Italy. And he did an interview with me. Hopefully we'll have some follow-up with him and his group. So he was really, really encouraging. Another picture, a Star Wars guy. I don't know where the lightsaber would come from. And, just doing my thing for 3 days. And I was walking around. And I would go meet people or go take pictures with someone who wanted me at their booth or whatever. There were some kids there for I'm not sure which reasons. Just going through. Oh, my gosh. So Ella, Childlike Faith, she does a podcast. I really enjoyed her. I was doing an interview. She had questions for me, and I was, trying to be as silly but truthful with our faith kind of thing. It was good. She was nice. I really enjoyed talking to her. She was funny. And she was very deadpan too, funny, and some of her responses to me because I was being goofy with her. Like I said, don't give me any tough questions. And she was kind of walking by my booth, and because I knew we were going to do an interview, and I said, "Don't give me any tough questions." And she goes, "I can't promise you that." She walked by. It's pretty funny. It was good though. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully I'll see her again or talk to her again or whatever. Oh, that's a great picture with her. Oh, of course, the Answers in Genesis people. I went and bugged them a couple times. Just love their stuff, and they have their own booth there. So that was fun. More people. I'm way down there. Oh, there's like a actor selling a film, I think. I was kind of in a brain fog. I don't know she was from El Salvador, I think, doing a ministry. That's pretty funny. She made me she said, "Can you tell us something about your faith or whatever?" And I'm like, "Can you say it instead? And I'll just stand here and pose." Not about my faith, but she was trying to say something about her ministry or her kids. And so I couldn't really catch everything. But so she was just doing it all in Spanish, and it was kind of, it was good though. It was funny. And she was, so I just did that for her or whoever, whatever they want. All right. So I think that's it. All right. So, this is an early Sunday morning. I went to bed early, back at home, and I got up early. So the house is kind of quiet before we go to church. I'll probably only do one service today because I'm just still tired. And it's really weird. I was so on the edge of my health, but I, so grateful that God let me have my health enough to wear my armor for the 3 days. Cause I didn't even know if I was going to make it to the convention and then make it to wear the armor. Cause I have not worked out in like 3 months. I mean, once or twice I got a couple small workouts in, but I managed to get a couple of workouts in at the hotel, but very lightweight, like machine stuff, like 50 pounds or less. And just to strengthen my muscles to wake them up, hopefully, so that I could put the armor on. It was rough. But I made it through it. And, it was good. It was good to see what was out there and how Christian media kind of, does their thing, their conventions and stuff. So that's just my little post up on that. And I'm kind of, I've got my daughter's wedding and I got some other things going on. So after that, I'm still going to work on this. Just so you all know, for the Lord RPG, I'm still happy about it. It's just going to be me, more humble, more, I guess, more freedom. I don't have any deadlines or anyone buying anything. So I don't have to, I'm looking at it that way, and that's fine with me. I'm enjoying the YouTube channel as far as making stuff, and then the website and putting stuff up there and then playing games. And I'm going to be, scheduling some games, some campaigns. I'd like to do a long campaign and just see how that, the characters develop, in the Dark Ages setting, in the post-apocalyptic setting, in the Christians in Space one. I really want to build out all of those worlds. And I want to create some other ones. In the Dark Ages setting, I've got a couple of things, epic campaigns I want to build out for that. And I'm looking, and I'll do some videos on this, but I am looking at like, well, D&D and all these other ones, these adventures that we all love and that we think we need D&D for to create these type of adventures, but we don't. And, like a giant series. I can do a giant series in this Christian role-playing game in Italy, in 6th, 7th century. I can do a tomb of sort of like a Tomb of Annihilation or Tomb of Horrors one in the catacombs of Rome. I can do that. And, you can kind of level out or figure out at what level of supernatural horror you want in it. Like, I realize now we can do demons like the demon of fear or doubt, the demon that sort of beats you by creating fear in you so that you're so ineffective, so like that kind of evil spirit demon, or, or the undead, it's more of a fear thing and it drains your vitality, your hit points that way, so I'm going to work on that kind of type of creatures encounters as well. So if you go to 0 vitality there, and you can get a heart attack, So in essence, the reality is that you're not fighting a real demon, but you are, because you see it, you feel it, it's draining you, and you get a heart attack and die. That kind of thing. Something like that too. Or you accidentally kill yourself, because of the insanity you got from the fear of this demon or whatever. Or, I'm just top of my head right now, but I want to, make it so that we do have more horror, supernatural horror in it, but it makes sense to have the Bible and history and things that I've been reading. And I'm with the plane rides and everything else, I've had a lot of time to catch up on the early fathers of the church and what they wrote. And it was supernatural horror. It was, pretty light. Actually, it was pretty PG-13, the writings, but I could touch on those, like, encountering demons. They encounter demons, they easily beat them, but I could make it so that we have a little more scary. But they were definitely demons that tried to sabotage their missions and their evangelism, and like they literally talked to them and then rebuked them and whatever, exorcised them and stuff like that. So it was, so the trip was good. Well, one bummer, wife's side, it rained. It was rainy. So no one told me this, but there's 3 months out of the year where you get a lot of rain. In May and June, July. It's during the summer. You actually get a lot of rain. No one told me this. So I thought she would have a lot of time at the pool in the sun, but she squeezed some out in the mornings before she came to the booth with me. And then she was kind of there a little more longer than I'd hoped. I kind of needed her there a little longer than I was planning on. But at the booth. But she was fine. She got to talk to a lot of people too. She had to pitch the thing that she has. She knows how to do role playing games, but she had to pitch it to people. But it was only a few because she only had to do it when I was roaming around, a bit, and came back. Anywho's, I know I'm rambling on like I always do, but yeah. So that's the NRB. But again, I'll be keeping busy with For the Lord RPG. I want to make some campaigns and supplements and finish up Christians in Space and start up some campaigns on YouTube. Alrighty, thanks for listening. I'm tired, and remember, in the game, I forgot my in the game of life, roll holy dice.